On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
I believe in redemption.
I don't know Kev's mother personally, so I can't speak on it.
Hmm.
TJ, I can't speak on her specific situation either, but I will very much say that um, TJ has regularly displayed a level of masculinity, and I'm not sure she can express it herself if the man that she's with now is the guy that she's grown to love, or is that the guy that she would have selected very early in her life. So the context matters, and I can't speak on a
Hmm.
situation. I'm a refrain from speaking on individuals that can't defend themselves, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I think that ultimately women find themselves in a space where they settle for whatever the situation is that they find themselves in, but I don't think that they've changed or learned a new behavior. And when TJ get rowdy, TJ get off and rowdy. She is very much in her masculine frame.
Can a woman with masculine energy be trained to be feminine? Can a woman with masculine energy be trained to be feminine? Start with you, Rilla.
Yeah, so off top, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna answer the question, yes. A woman with masculine energy, if she desires to tap into her feminine energy, if she wasn't raised to be feminine, that's why they have charm school. That's why they have wife school, right? All these different feminine courses and life coaches and all these different things that's available for women. Now, this is strictly for women that want to learn. Women that don't necessarily want to learn, they're gonna be who they are, right? In the same way that I believe that there are born leaders, but also I think leaders can be made as well. I think a man can learn to be a leader. I follow John Maxwell and I follow Miles Monroe, who are the thought leaders in that realm, and they talk about how leaders can be made. And so I think in the same way, a woman's natural state and her divine is feminine essence. If she lacks that, or if she's misguided or displaced or never tapped into that, I do think she can be trained to be feminine.
Okay, I like that answer. What about you, Kay? Can a woman with masculine energy be trained to be feminine?
Yes.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
Um. So, I mean, I feel that most people have masculine and feminine energy, of course. Um, I'm trying to, be the mind reader and know exactly what the question is asking without further context. So I'm assuming it means like a woman who acts a certain way, can she be trained to act a different way? And the answer to that is yes.
Okay. Courtney, can a woman with masculine energy be trained to be feminine?
Mhm.
I definitely would say yes. Um, I would say this as well. I think when we define femininity, I think sometimes it means different with different men. So you can say something is feminine by definition, but then, another man, well, no, I think feminine is, you not talking back or not being combative. And then someone else would say, well, I think femininity is you cooking and cleaning. And that's how you show how feminine you are, by staying in the home. So sometimes it kind of changes up depending on the person. I think for a woman, they can be changed by their man. So it's, what does femininity look like to you? How can I, exhibit femininity to you and not masculine, to make sure that you're in your most masculine? Ask your man that and then show that. So, but yeah, anything can be changed.
Okay. Anton, can a woman with masculine energy be trained to be feminine?
I don't believe so. I don't, man. And we see it countless and countless times all day, every day. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think that men, because we control access to marriage, we pick and choose and we select the different people that we want to be associated with. And if you see a woman, and I'm talking about a grown woman, And this is one of the reasons why I disagree with Rilla, is because Rilla say charm school and all of this other type of stuff. I don't know no grown women in charm school. I don't know no women that's above the age of 30 that's been living in this masculine energy that's going to charm school and trying to understand and look at things a little bit differently. I really don't. Like, I think that women ultimately get to a place where they've suffered enough and then they're willing to subject themselves to a man that they ultimately settle for, but ultimately they are still in that same frame. They still have that same energy. And I think that as you get older, especially as an adult, you become more of what you already are. You do not evolve, you do not change. And most times, in most instances, any thought leader and people that are absolutely dedicated to upending whatever the status quo is and changing whatever narrative is going on in the culture, in the community, in the school, in the neighborhood, or whatever, so on and so forth, they have to start all over. They start with the kids, they start with the teenagers, they start with people that have not been poisoned and influenced to think a specific type of way. And I talk about this all the time. Most of the time, even when it comes to money, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to so many different things, as you get older, you become more of what you are. You don't change, you don't evolve, you don't become a better version of yourself as a result of it. None of that. If you are a winner when you were younger and you set the foundation early, you become more of a winner as you get older. If you are a person that's hardened and you move in a specific type of way, ultimately you become more of that. As you get older, you become more extreme in your beliefs, and you stand a lot stronger on whatever it is that you've been taught. And so, as an example, you see all day, every day, women are becoming more of what they already are. And this is why they're getting older. They're not becoming more successful when it comes to relationships. They're becoming less successful. So based off of what we see on a regular basis, what I see on a regular basis, what I even see on this platform a lot of times with callers and different narratives and things like that, dogs don't change the coat. You know, you might shave it down a little bit. It might get a little bit fuzzy. Leopards, tigers, they don't change their stripes. They just become more of what they already are as they get older. I don't believe that you can do that. No, absolutely not.
I'm going to push back with you, Anton, because I think people can change. I think there's a such thing as redemption. I think God redeems as a Christian. We see that TJ that comes on our panel that says she had to change, and she did, and she got married at 50. She changed. Kevin Samuel's mother got remarried at 50 with multiple kids because she had to change her attitude. I definitely believe in redemption.
I don't know Kev's mother personally, so I can't speak on it. TJ, I can't speak on her specific situation either, but I will very much say that TJ has regularly displayed a level of masculinity, and I'm not sure, she can express it herself, if the man that she's with now is the guy that she's grown to love, or is that the guy that she would have selected very early in her life. So the context matters, and I can't speak on a situation. I'm a refrain from speaking on individuals that can't defend themselves, but I don't see it. I think that ultimately women find themselves in a space where they settle for whatever the situation is that they find themselves in, but I don't think that they've changed or learned a new behavior. And when TJ get rowdy, TJ get off and rowdy. She is very much in her masculine frame.